Hey everybody, welcome back to TJ's Lego Room, and this week we are doing the High Republic Jedi Temple tank. I have been working on this for quite a while. It's been about 3.5 hours worth of trying to figure out what happened with the corrupted files that were on my phone. Hopefully that doesn't ever happen again because that was a nightmare. But luckily the video is not as boring, so I hope you enjoy the behind the scenes of how I have created the High Republic Jedi Starfighter. I will interject when I need to. Otherwise, let's get into it, shall we? All right. All right, everybody. Welcome back to TJ's Lego Room, and we're getting ready to start our next mock. So, been doing some research and some brief drawings here. You can see right here I have a Republic tank. It's got kind of a front end and then giant lasers on the top with a little bit of a fin that came out here. And then over here, no, I'm just kidding. My youngest little girl got a hold of it and decorated it for me. So these are just some really quick drawings based off of some concept art for the Clone Wars, actually, TV show and series. And they had a Jedi Starfighter inspired tank, and I'm going to try to kind of refine it and see if I can get it to a point where it's really good. But this is actually going to be another High Republic mock, and the High Republic mock is I've been looking online here at Jedi Temple guards and then some of the images for the High Republic, and they're actually quite similar. So I may actually go with the Temple guard style just a little bit more. Just because it might be a little bit easier to get a hold of the coloring and stuff. But we're going to stick with the white and the gold and some browns, some dark tans maybe, and we'll kind of go from there. I might even include some yellow stuff. Maybe they'll shoot yellow lasers. I don't know. So anyway, getting started. So catch you next time in a video here, because I'm starting to change a whole bunch. So this is the front of that tank. So it's getting that Jedi Starfighter shape, the Delta shape. I actually did have these gold pieces lined all the way down the middle in like a center stripe, kind of reminiscent of the new High Republic Jedi that I showed you the picture of. I'll just throw these back on here quick. But as I was looking here, I'm trying to look at more interesting lines for the ship. And I do have this piece here followed by this plate, and if I made those the same color and made like a dual stripe down it, it might give it a really cool look, and maybe change these gold pieces just to white to kind of accent that stripe. So I'm gonna try that. Well, hot dang, that is pretty, is really pretty. I like that. Oh, that's exactly what I'm doing. Alrighty. We're done for tonight. So this is what we've got so far. We've got the double stripes down the middle, and they actually carry through to that widening section there. I'm not totally loving that, but maybe I'll change it up in a little while, but not tonight. We're gonna call it a night. It's after midnight again. You guys know how it goes when you start building and you figure something out. But I'm pretty happy with it. I think I'm going to make a bricklink order and replace these jumpers with regular tiles. I guess there was a Minecraft set that came with 1x4 pearl gold tiles. So I'm probably going to just grab 3 of those for that. And then underside, still got a lot of work to do under here to make it appealing. Did build some exhausts that I'm pretty excited to try out. I've done this kind of thing before, but I think it'd be fun to have some snowspeeder-esque grills on the back as some sort of a rear exhaust for the tank. And then there's going to be a bunch of greebles and stuff underneath that'll fill it in. Right now it's obviously very front heavy because we don't have the turret on, which will sit right above the guy, so we've got quite a bit of building behind him to go. But for now, I think that's a good start. Not bad for a single day. So well, thank you. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, coming up on day 2 or 3, I think, on this tank. Been spending a few hours on it. I'm really happy with certain parts of this. I'm sure you can guess which parts those are. The back end, I'm still not 100% satisfied, but it's getting closer to feeling better. These sword pieces are fantastic. I'm loving them. I think my goal, one of my goals for this next, for this video, is gonna be to see if I can actually have 2 complete tanks by the time that video is done. So we'll see. Yeah, it's still really flimsy. You can see it's already separating, but we'll get there. We'll get there. And then the way the back is going to work is it's going to slide out, I think, like the TIE Wrath bomber. And the guy just barely fits inside there. It's pretty cramped quarters, but then again, it is a tank. If anybody knows anything about modern day tanks, they are very tight. Or at least I think they are. Maybe they're not anymore, but they used to be. They used to be pretty tight. Alright. Well, we'll get to it next time. Take off the turret real quick because I figured out the way I want it to open is going to be a sliding mechanism. And so I've developed that, and I replaced the large piece I had here with just a tube of 6 to hold it for now. And so this is now the mechanism that's going to replace it. It's just those 1x4 slider pieces with the modified plates that slide through it. I'm not really sure what those are called, but little sliders. So it should fit right on. Whoop. Well, it fits either way. I just tried it, but so this is actually an important part of my technique in building and designing. I usually build a proof of concept. There we go. Proof of concept so that I can make sure that everything fits. So you can see that slides all the way forward, but it'll actually slide significantly back, just off of those 2 pieces, and that way it'll free me up on the rest of this underside for some detailing. Woo! Let's hope it stays that way and still works in about 10 minutes when I get it put together more, huh? So that's what I did, is I removed the back end, put those pieces in, but everything else you can see is pretty intact. So good times. We're looking pretty close. We're getting closer. There's just a couple things I don't love. I don't love the disembarkation method, the opening section. I mean, I like the idea of it, but I don't love the execution so far. We'll see if maybe there's something I can do to make that a little nicer, a little more clean. Yeah, just something about it's bugging me. Try to figure it out. Hello everybody, it looks like we might be done with the High Republic tank. So rather than order any Bricklink parts, I decided to try to use what I had. Added a couple windows on the side, just because it broke up the monotony of the white going through. Changed the barrel to a mostly white barrel with just a little thing on the end, and there are some bars going through there to make it really solid. Let's see what else we do. Changed out the jumper plates for the gold ingots, of which I had a ton in that bin. I don't absolutely love the look, but it does kind of match the ridges that are below it there, which makes it have an interesting texture pattern to me, almost like a spine, which is curious. But then our gray line now goes from the front, back, and then combines into a single. Added a little light at the top. I can't remember if I did that last time. But most of the work that's been done in the last little while has been on the underside. So you can see we've got just a mostly just regular building there. We've got a gray triangle on the bottom, make it a little more utility. And then we got these piping structures on the bottom here that are just studded on. And then I have these little fin pieces, and that's actually what the what the tank rests on when it's just sitting on the desk. The other thing I did is actually balance it so that it actually sits upright. I had some issues with that before, but now it sits perfectly correct. Oh, sorry. Bumped the camera. So you can't really see, but there's actually a gap right underneath the middle of the ship, and then it's resting on those two plates that I used as hover plates, repulsor lift plates on my other tank. So, woohoo! I think we're pretty close. I might do a couple more tweaks. I've still got a few weeks before this goes up, so we'll see what happens. But I'm pretty happy with it right now. I think it'll work. Oh, and this does open. Boop. Just slides open. Slides closed. Boop. It's a lot more sturdy now. I used some different pieces on the bottom. So, oh, that is one thing. That gray piece right there, if I can change it to a white one, I probably will. Or I'll change the whole bottom to gray if that's an option. Just to keep the motif, maybe white on top, gray on bottom kind of thing. Like a backward dolphin. Anyway. Alright, there you go. That is the Republic Delta tank. I think I went with a Lancer. That's right. Anyway. Alright, everybody. So here we are again. Just small updates. Changed out these white pieces on top for gold. Just to add a little bit more of a hint. And I think it did just the job I wanted it to. Just added that little bit of gold that you can see from the front and the isometric angle. And then it turns out they do not make that 1x4 inverted slope with a cutout in any other color than black and dark bluish gray. So I changed the whole bottom to dark bluish gray, so everything underneath is now gray, a little more utilitarian. It kind of actually works. And then changed out some of the back pieces to dark bluish gray to kind of carry that line all the way down. So the gray is underneath, and then comes up and around, and then follows through to the cannon, and then splits around the cannon and parallels all the way to the front slopes. So kind of has this nice wraparound effect that I kind of like. Honestly, I'm struggling a little bit with the back. I think there's still some improvements to be made there, but not tonight. Hello everybody, and welcome back again to TJ's Egg Room. I don't know why I did the introduction. It's midnight again, dang it. Alright, so just been doing the instructions and had a couple issues, so changed out some stuff. Mostly the bottom. Now it rests on those little repulsor spoilers that I like. Sealed up a few of the cracks and just kind of made it a little more flat, made it look a little bit better from the side. Just you can see the repulsor sticking out now, which I kind of like. And a little bit of wherever planet Ki-Adi-Mundi died on. Can never remember. Anyway, the clone tanks were like that. Anyway, so I think we're pretty close to done. I have finalized it in the instruction book. We've evened up some of the back end a little bit. I mean, it's just really streamlined and looks really nice. And then of course, I'll show you what I've been working on here is doing an alternate silver version. So you have the gold version of the tank that would be the leader, and then you have the silver versions that would be followers of some kind. And they're not as detailed, but they went with gray. Should be interesting. I think they look really good here. Now I really want to build two of those gray ones and have it flanked on either side in my video. But that would be a lot of money and frankly a waste of money, wouldn't it? Maybe I'll just show it like this in the main video. Oh well, but here we are. That's where we're at right now. And just to show you, I'll show you the bin of spare parts here. These are all the parts that I had on that ship at one point. And now they are not. So there you go.
Kind of got a little crazy there.
I did not do I did not do the silver tank. I did a red tank. I hope you enjoyed that. And next week I hope to have all this stuff cleaned up and give you a nice little tour of the Lego room again with the updates on how things are going along. Oh my gosh, it is so late in the morning. I'm exhausted. Bye.